have you ever just wondered if you could trick the clock? I mean, really, what if aging isn't this unstoppable force we think it is? What if it's something we can actually influence? Well, today we are diving into 10 scientifically backed and, yeah, kind of weird ways you can challenge the very idea of growing old. But let me ask you this first. Just really think about it. If I told you that you could look and feel like you're 25 when you're actually 60, would you believe me? Or, with that idea, that kind of power, would it be just a little bit scary? So, where do we even begin? Well, our first secret is built on this totally counterintuitive idea. We're going to use positive, controlled stressors to literally shock the body young to wake up its own powerful systems for rejuvenation. First up, you gotta befriend the cold. You know that daily blast of cold water in the shower? It does way more than just jolt you awake. It's actually a controlled shock that's like hitting a reset button for your entire biology. It sends this powerful signal to all your cells to slow down the aging process and kick into a state of renewal. Okay, next up, we have to learn to embrace hunger. I know, it sounds strange, right? But the science behind this is absolutely profound. Eating less can genuinely help you live longer. When you start to strategically introduce periods of fasting, you're not starving yourself. No, you're unlocking this incredibly powerful, ancient survival mechanism that literally cleanses your body from the inside out. And this whole process, it has a name. It's called autophagy. Seriously, think of it like your body's own internal recycling program. When you're in that fasted state, your body isn't getting any outside fuel. So what does it do? It starts hunting down its own old, damaged, worn-out cells and consumes them for energy. It is a deep, cellular cleanse that literally regenerates you. And the last of these positive stressors is all about deceiving your muscles. Look, if you do the exact same workout every single day, your body gets smart, it gets efficient, and it gets lazy. But if you're constantly changing your routine, a principle called muscle confusion, you actually trick your body into thinking it's still growing. You force it into this constant youthful state of repair and rebuilding. All right, so we've seen how to use physical stress to our advantage. Now let's explore our next theme, harnessing the invisible forces all around us. We're shifting from the things we can touch and feel to the more subtle energies, like light, our own breath, and even the earth itself. These are forces that have a huge and honestly an often overlooked impact on our biology. And this brings us to this fundamental battle for your youth, light versus dark. Now, don't get me wrong, sunlight is crucial, but constant exposure to light, especially that artificial blue light from our screens at night, it actually accelerates aging. True deep darkness, on the other hand, triggers the release of melatonin, a super powerful anti-aging hormone that goes to work repairing your body while you sleep. And believe it or not, one of the most powerful anti-aging tools you have is your own breath. By practicing slow, deep breathing, you're calming your entire nervous system and taking so much stress off your heart. Over time, this has actually been shown to lower its biological age. The principle here is pretty simple. A slower breath contributes to a longer life. In our world of nonstop noise, silence has become a superpower. Just 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes of intentional silence a day isn't just about relaxing. It actually allows your brain to reset its frantic pathways, effectively reducing your mental age and bringing back this incredible sense of clarity. Okay, this next one connects us directly to the planet. It's a practice called earthing. And the concept is that our bodies are basically bioelectrical systems, and the earth itself has this natural, subtle energy. So by walking barefoot on the grass, on the sand, you allow your body's electrical systems to sync up with the earth's. And this can help reduce inflammation and restore your natural balance. All right, our final section is all about the mind. Because in this modern world, it's so often our mental and our digital habits that are deciding how quickly we age. So it is time to learn how to master them for the sake of longevity. So let's start with a little mental exercise. Reverse thinking. Make it a habit to actively, genuinely consider the opposite of your established beliefs. This doesn't mean you have to change your mind about everything, but just the act of entertaining a different perspective forces your brain to create brand new neural pathways, which is what keeps it flexible, adaptive, and yeah, young. And we have to talk about the digital poison that's in all of our pockets. Like we talked about, the blue light from our screens is accelerating aging. It's damaging skin cells, it's messing with our sleep. The solution, though, is so simple. Just put the phone away at least an hour before bed. The results can be almost immediate. You'll literally see it in your skin. And finally, maybe the deepest secret of them all is just learning to be content with yourself. This isn't about being lonely, not at all. It's about finding real peace in your own company without constantly needing someone else to validate you. Because as the saying goes, those who are truly happy with themselves, well, they find that their age and their beauty just increase together in perfect harmony. Because in the end, you have to understand this one simple truth. Aging, it doesn't come from the number of years that you've been alive. It comes from the habits you practice every single day. So here's the crucial point. If you take these ideas and you actually integrate them into your life, making them consistent habits, you can change so profoundly that the person you see in the mirror will be fundamentally transformed for the better. So now the choice is yours.